Most excited? What has you most concerned about the Stanford Cardinal going into the season?
There's a lot to be excited about.
Okay.
Top of the list is our health. It's the deepest we've been in 3 years. I said that the other day. I mean it. Able to practice the way we want to practice. So the lines are long, whereas there's usually one line that's short. But we're healthy at receiver, healthy at offensive line, healthy at running back, healthy at defensive back, healthy at defensive line and linebacker. So we're able to just practice, which is awesome. I think our collective team speed is above where it's been the last couple of years. In particular, skill positions. Our guys can run, and linebacking core wasn't really healthy at any point last year throughout the entire season. Nice to see those guys healthy again and running fast. So that's what I'm excited about, our health and our speed. Concerned? Hey, we need to get some momentum. College football seasons are about momentum. Start it and try to maintain it. Because we felt the exact opposite of that last year, right? Where things just snowballed on us. Played well enough to get close, then couldn't go over the top on multiple games. Oregon State, Washington, we had the lead. So that's the idea for us, is we got to start some momentum with guys that haven't had that, right? We've got our older guys that kind of know what that tastes like, but our middle and our young guys don't know what that feels like. 2020 was a long time ago, feels like ages ago. But even then, though, we finished on a 4-game win streak, and those were tight games, but we did all the things that win games. So it's about getting that mentality back after a difficult year last year where guys don't have that recent memory. And then, development on the defensive line. That's what everybody's been asking about, which we're concerned about also. We're off to a good start. Got some guys working. Our young guys are battling for playing time. So we'll see where we are in a couple weeks.
Touching quickly kind of on the schedule, you kind of talk about getting momentum. Do you feel like the schedule you guys have set up is favorable in that regard a little bit? You got first 2 games here at home, FCS school got a win, and then USC. Do you think the schedule's set up to maybe help you guys hopefully get some momentum early going?
Our schedule the last couple of years has been insane, and this year's no different. Right, 2 games, a bye week, and then 10 games straight. With a tough schedule. Coming out of that bye week, we got Oregon and Washington back to back. So there's no easy week in there. So I think the schedule is going to be challenging. I think if we can stay healthy, we have a chance to be up to the challenge. So that's the way I look at it, is that each week's going to be tough. We've got some tough road games. The sequencing is difficult. But at the same time, if we want to be the team that I know we want to be, we'll rise to the challenge.
If I'm paraphrasing, but not by a lot. Toward the end of the season, when things weren't going well for you, you said basically, if you want to come after us now, because when it starts the next year, you're going to have a much tougher time coming after us. Do you use that as motivation now, or do you just kind of put that in the past and say, this is a new season, we don't need to use the field?
No, I think what's coming to fruition is why I said that. Is with multiple guys that could have gone to the NFL, that thankfully came back. I kind of had indication that they were. Guys like Caillou Kelly and Mike Wilson and Elijah Higgins decided to come back, so I know we're going to have that group coming back. Walter Rouse had him coming back. So a lot of guys could have left, didn't leave. In this new era, I'm sure there were enticements for people to travel, the enticements are illegal, but I'm sure those were things were out here, but we had all these guys come back and stay. So right now, we've got a really good team. A team that if we play up to our abilities, we're going to be tough to beat.
You mentioned the receivers. I know last year, one of your frustrations is how good you thought that core could be, but it wasn't ever quite together. Is it going to be together this year? And if so, how good can it be?
Well, that's the question. We never had a game where the quarterback, our top 3 receivers, and our top tight end were all healthy at the same time. It was at most 3 out of those 4, more often 2 out of those 4. So if those 4 can be healthy, along with, I'm so excited where E.J. Smith is right now, that skill group, we can match that against anybody in the country, top to bottom. So if that group can stay healthy, that can be really exciting for us, and they could be one that could get a lot of national attention.
So you mentioned about a lot of players coming back, but there were also a couple of big departures like Gabe Reed and I can't remember the name of the running backs for the life of me.
It's not a bad thing. It's okay.
How do you feel about replacing, their replacement, and how the team is moving forward from those transfers?
I feel great. The 1-2 punch right now of E.J. Smith and Casey Filkins is very exciting. It's very exciting. So I don't think we have missed a beat, you know. Always sad to see guys go, especially guys that were productive and great teammates and great guys. But those two are pretty special. You know, EJ's going to be one of those guys that's, you know, going to get a lot of recognition over the next couple of years. Casey, he's player of the year in the state of Oregon, broke a lot of records, played a lot of different positions. His versatility is awesome. Almost led the nation in punt returns. Had it until he got hurt and a couple guys passed him. Led the conference, punt returns. So I think those two guys are going to be great. Replacing some of our defensive guys. David Bailey has been special, and that's our bar for him. I think he's going to be special. So, it's sad to see Gabe go, but we got a guy there that we think, starting as a freshman, he's going to play really well for us.
How would you compare Tanner McKee 3 weeks before your first game this year to Tanner McKee 3 weeks before your first game last year?
This was the point last year where there was a quarterback competition because there was room for him to grow. He's made up that space. Night and day from last year. He's in command, not just of the offense, but he's the unquestioned leader of the football team. Skill-wise, ability-wise, he's put on 10 pounds, and he's mastered the offense. So yeah, it's night and day from last year. I'm excited about him, and all things, pointing to him being one of the better guys in our conference and possibly one of the better guys in America.
What's been the main kind of point of emphasis for this past week from last Saturday to now? What's been kind of the main focus?
I have one point of emphasis that I'm going to maintain, and that's our health. How we practice, what we do post-practice, what we do before practice, what we do on our off days. We see we had a couple guys we pulled out today. To me, it's about getting to the season healthy. If we can get to the season healthy, we got a chance. So that's the only thing that's causing me to make decisions on what we can do to stay healthy.
You talked about last year, a lot of the injuries were mostly kind of broken bones, kind of related issues. So I'm guessing haven't been any changes made to strength and conditioning philosophies or anything, or have you guys maybe, is that something you guys have evaluated as well as offseason?
Yeah, we were, health-wise, as far as the things we could control, we were great. Even today, as of this morning, we had 0 soft tissue injuries. That's unheard of 2 weeks ago. 0 soft tissue. Our strength conditioning, our sports performance, our doctors, our trainers have been outstanding. We had a couple guys today that we pulled out in a very precautionary manner, right, to make sure that we don't have those soft tissue injuries. So I think we've been great there. But my thing has really been, since 2019, it was really tough 2019. 2020, you mix in the COVID stuff with some of the injuries. We played really well at the end of the season, but we still had a couple guys that we were missing. Last year was ridiculous. Almost 6, 7 guys with broken bones, 8 guys maybe. It was ridiculous. So now, just making sure that everybody knows my main focus and the focus of the entire organization is getting our team ready to play and keeping them healthy enough to play. And then we'll see how it goes.
In any sport, a coach has been doing it for some time. There's kind of like a coach's body clock that, you feel this way in June, you feel this way in July, you feel this way in December, but you still get the butterflies now in the middle of August, getting ready for the season. You've been doing this for a long time, but
and these guys have been around me. I'm going to say it. My wife doesn't like when I say it out loud. I've never gotten butterflies. I don't get nervous. I love doing this. I'm curious, is what I am. I'm curious to see how we're going to play. I'm curious to see how our changes on offense, defense, and special teams are going to play out. I'm anxious to see it, but at the same time, I also love training camp. I love practice. So the message I gave you guys the other day is we're just going to stay present. Don't worry about today. What can we do today? Let's prepare for tomorrow. And the games will come when they're ready to come. But for right now, we're staying present and enjoying where we are. But the feeling I have towards the season is one of curiosity.
I heard you at Media Day in LA talking about the imminent departure of USC and UCLA. I won't get into the specifics, but your second game of the season, it's conceivable, not likely, conceivable, it might be the last time USC plays at Stanford Stadium for a long time. Does that add any oomph, for whatever a better term, to that game than it normally would have anyway with Stanford and SC?
Not for me. I don't know if our guys feel any differently. Like, this stuff is not affecting our players because that stuff's 2 years away. They're getting thinking about it. But for me, I don't know that you can add anything to our rivalry with USC. I don't know if there's anything else that can add any more passion and energy to it. So I'm not really worried about that. For me, worst case scenario, we still play them just not as a conference opponent, as a non-conference opponent. Because if things stay the way that they are, they're going to be looking for West Coast opponents because all their road games outside of UCLA are going to be 3 time zones away. So I'd imagine they'll be open to playing some people on the West Coast.
Some of the subscribers have been wanting to know Arlen Harris and what you're seeing from him. Just kind of what might he bring to the running back room this year, do you think?
Oh, he's been exciting. The room's got some guys in it. As I mentioned, those 2 guys, and then great Brendan Barrow's back healthy, which is exciting as well. But in AJ, we've seen exactly what he's done. He is quick, he is explosive, he's low to the ground. We haven't done any tackling drills yet, but you see the way that he runs with power. He breaks tackles, runs through tackles. So we're excited. We got the right guy, and we've got some great guys in that room. And when it's his turn, he's going to be good.
Would you say he's living up to like his father's kind of premise so far in terms of development?
I try not to do that. I've coached some guys that had some pretty special dads.
You had one as well, right?
Barry and Emmett and Christian and all those guys. So we don't talk about dads, but I think he's on track to be really good for us.